All right, good day, YouTube. Hey, I just thought I'd check in. You know how Wednesday went off without a hitch. Took out a little over 4 liters of ascites. I got the phlebotomy. Took out 450 milliliters of blood. And I got my infusion of albumin, which was jumped up to 36 grams. That's where that's going to stay for a while. Hopefully that'll start taking effect. We'll have a good idea this upcoming week. My schedule has been the same down there at the hospital. The last 2 weeks is going to be the same this upcoming week. Got to go down on Monday, get my macaroni test and blood test, and then on Wednesday, repeat of what I just said, and see where we're standing. Just kind of in limbo. Still got some time to wait here before they start making a serious move. They do have me stabilized. I call it shittily stable. You still feel like crap. You still can't do anything, but you feel better than being on your deathbed. And I felt pretty bad a few times, especially the 4 days I spent in ICU. Felt really bad. Felt really bad during that time. But anyways, I'm stabled out. I'm eating, which is a huge plus. I couldn't eat forever. I was just puking and losing weight, and couldn't hold anything down. And then once I could eat, just 1 or 2 bites and just make my stomach hurt, and so it wasn't really getting much nutrition in. But the eating's back to actually I eat more now than I normally would. I'm usually once a day type of a guy that for eating. Just call it like a big brunch. I've been that way for eons, 30 years. I don't know, maybe longer. But now I eat several times a day. Just usually eat as soon as I get out of bed. This morning, 6:30, I was up. Had my breakfast right at 6:30, and had some lunch already. And I'll have dinner as well. And plus, I snack during the day. I gotta do a lot of snacking. They want me to eat a lot of high protein food, low sodium for now. Hang on a second. That's my scanners you hear going in the background. I turned it down some. And so the doctors are happy about that. I'm eating, but which is really key, and it's important to eat. But I'm eating good food. Lots of fruits and vegetables, and high protein chicken, fish. If it comes out of the ocean, I can eat it, which is sort of a huge plus for me. So anything that's in the ocean I can eat. It's good for you. It's good for everybody. Can't go wrong if it's in the ocean. And that includes seaweed if you so desire. But anyways, I see about the same for this upcoming week. We'll see where I'm at on the ascites. Hopefully I'll get down under 4 liters. And then I can start stretching these appointments out. I'm going every 7 days right now to have this done. 2 trips a week it takes just to get that part of it done. And which brings us kind of what I want to talk about is the cost of dying. And it's not cheap. It costs a lot of money to die, especially if you want to be comfortable when you do die. And so the doctor bills, I'm up over $75,000 right now. It costs me, for the way I'm running right now, just twice a week down to the hospital. Just for the hospital bill and the infusion center runs right at $8,000 for that day. And that covers just the hospital and the infusion center. Does it cost it doesn't include the gas to get there and back. And we all know the gas prices, well, especially us on the West Coast do anyways. You know, we're over $5 a gallon. And when you mosey into California, you can jump up to $6.50 a gallon. But so I got that cost, and then I got my medication cost. I haven't even really added my medications up. See, I think I take 13 medications a day on a schedule, and then a couple of them here, like my pain meds, anti-nausea. That's just up to me, hit and miss, whatever I think I need. That's what I take. But at overall cost, I really don't know. It does get spendy though. You know, you hit these deductibles and donut hole, I don't know what all they call them. Luckily, my wife takes care of all that kind of paperwork for me. Otherwise, I don't know what I would do. It's just too much for me to concentrate and get that figured out. She keeps track of everything, my appointments. Basically, she is my caretaker, and she is the housewife, if that's whatever the politically correct term is. She takes care of the house. And she's working her 40 hours a week as well. And so, God bless her, I don't know how she does it. And there's not really much I can do for her. Not at all, you know. And it kind of makes you feel crappy. But anyways, tomorrow's her birthday. So, y'all want to wish her a happy birthday, throw it up in the comments. And I'll let her know. But she's going to go out to dinner with her daughter. And, you know, I can't do that. I can't go out. And the last 6 months, I've actually only eaten out once. I stopped on the way from Medford, coming back over to the coast, stopped and had my favorite Abby's Pizza and ate inside, you know. But that's about all the energy I had for that day. And so, wish her a happy birthday for all she does. So back to the cost. Like I said, I'm a little over 75 grand in. It's probably closer to 100 to tell you the truth, adding up the gas and adding into the medications. It's got to be right around 100,000 so far. And you know, it's only going to cost more and more as things progress. And if I do get a liver transplant, going to have that bill. So that's what basically will save my life, is a liver transplant. That could give me another 20 years. I don't know where I'm at on that. Should have some big discussions a month and a half, I believe, around there. And with my gastrologist. And get on board with that. And since I'm stable now. And they say I'm a good candidate for transplant, otherwise, you know, other than my liver being shot. And that'll help with the hemochromatosis. They give me a fresh start on everything, basically. And or they might wait longer. There's a couple of other options they could do to help with the ascites. They could, what are they called? I don't know, it's kind of like a bypass. They can put in my liver to try to get the blood pressure, blood vessel pressure down. It's not that I have high blood pressure, but it creates this, I don't know. I don't have to take any medicine for high blood pressure, but it causes this weird, I don't know, back pressure. A stent, that was just the word I was looking for. They could put a stent in there to bypass the crappy part of my liver and hopefully stop some of that ascites. But you know, you have to progress along before they do more stuff. You know, it's kind of weird. You know, you have to get sicker and sicker for them to do more and more until you get to that point. And told again, you know, I'm a good candidate. I can do deceased donor or living donor, either or. Living donors a little bit better, not that much, but it is a little bit better. You have better survival rate, yada yada, shorter hospital stay, stuff like that. But the percentages aren't that huge of a difference, but they are there. And I'll take anything. I'll take pig liver if they want to give me one, you know. But just depends on your will to live. But we're talking about dying, and so I have come to accept death. And but no, I don't want to die. And so we are putting everything into it, you know. And it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work for me and my wife, you know, just for me to be able to die. I know it sounds kind of weird and crude, and I don't know, but that's just the bottom line truth of it, you know. At some point in time, you have to accept the reality and stay positive. That's key. Do what your doctors tell you to do, and do it religiously. They know best, you know. I'm not the first one, you know. They're not experimenting on me. You know, they know what they're doing, and I've got multiple doctors, like I said, and so they all collaborate, you know, the hematologist and the gastrologist, pain specialist, my primary care physician, my second opinion primary care physician. So that puts me at 5 doctors right there, and they all can beat their heads together. The gastrologist group I'm using, there's seven of them in that office there. So there's seven of the supposed to be some of the better ones in the state, and they get to they get to talk about me and look things over and figure out what's best for me. And I've been pretty happy for the most part on the treatment I do get. I will say this: there's some crappy doctors out there as well, and there's crappy ER doctors, and I've experienced a couple of them, and it's really sad, you know, but it is what it is. And you know, I probably won't pay those crappy doctors, to tell you the truth. And there's one I know, I just threw his bill in the garbage. And it's like, really, for the treatment you gave me, which was absolutely nothing but rudeness, no help whatsoever, I spent 7 or 8 hours in the ER that day, and basically he just laughed at us and said, well, I don't know what to tell you. It's a long story. But we left disgusted, and I did put a complaint in on that doctor, and we let him know how we felt. So back to the money, you know, where's the guy get this money at? You know, insurance covers some, yeah. You know, if you're lucky enough to have insurance. And so I do have my Medicare. That's all I got. Yeah, they do pay. They pay some. Very helpful. And the rest they dump on me. So my portion of that, where I'm at right now, just with the doctor bills, my portion's about $29,000 is what's going to have to come out of my pocket. And that doesn't count my gas and, the hotel rooms when I go inland, depending on what time of day I can get an appointment, if I have to stay overnight or not. If I can get an early morning appointment, I can come back home the same day. And if not, I need to spend the night. Otherwise, you're getting home 3 a.m. or something like that. It could be really long hours. So I have to figure out how to get this money. I'm not an e-bagger, but I will throw one link up. My channel's not monetized. It probably never will be monetized. I got flagged over my channel long ago, which is really weird. Basically, I started my YouTube channel as a storage place for the county commissioner meetings. At the time I started it, the chair commissioner was going to destroy all the video meetings after a year. He's just going to roll them for a year and drop one off the back. and then say that's good enough, and I didn't like that, and so I started storing them on my computer, but I wanted something in case, my computer crashed. So YouTube was my answer. And I did put up a few other videos. People have seen them. And some of them got flagged. I got spanking. But anyways, there's no monetization going on. And what I will do is I'll put up my PayPal. And if anybody so desires, to kick a little bit, it would certainly help with gas, medication, even on my doctor bills, it would help with that. That's where that money would go. It's not like I could spend money on anything else right now. But I won't push it very hard. It is there. I'll put up down in the description. I'll put up my PayPal. I don't have a GoFundMe or any of those other cash apps. I don't even have none of those. I do have a PayPal account, and that's it. And so, like I said, if you so desire, any little bit helps, And I got to thinking about it, and I was talking to my wife the other day, about paying these bills. It's like you're broke on payday, basically. So on payday, I just distribute the money amongst them all, and it's over with, one day, Got to pay my normal utility bills to live, I can't live in a tent in the woods. I can't live in my car. I can't live in my truck, it's just not feasible. So you got those normal bills, but now all of a sudden you've got all these doctors that want money too. So here's a prime example of a billing. So I get the peritonesis. I get that in the main part of the hospital. I get it in the radiology department because they're ultrasound guided peritonesis. And so that way they don't cram that catheter through my bowels or anything like that. And so you got to pay for that radiologist. The only thing he does is inserts the catheter. That's a couple $1,000 for him. And then you got to pay for the room to lay in that room on that bed. And you got to pay for the equipment while they drain the ascites out. A separate bill just for the sonogram. And I think that's probably about it, just for that one procedure in there. Now these are all done as outpatient, and you could do them all in one room, but no. Once I get done with that, I have to go over to the infusion center. So now I got to pay for that bed, and I got to pay for the doctor to come start the phlebotomy. Like a nurse can't draw blood, that's all it is, like a great big giant blood draw. And you got to pay for the infusion, the albumin, and I think you got to pay for a registered nurse over there too. I can't remember for sure. So you get these multiple bills for all the same procedure. And the reality is, if they just kept me in one room, they could do this all in one room. But that's just not the way they do it. And it's really confusing. I don't understand why. Because you just put a port in, drain me, fill me up, drain the ascites out, drain the blood out, fill me up with some albumin, and send me on out the door. But no, you got to go across the street and yada yada. And so you get these multiple bills. Like I said, I'm around $8,000 every Wednesday. It's about what it costs when I go down for those three things, And it takes half a day. Got the gas. My wife, she'll have to eat while we're down there, So you got that. It adds up. I'll just say that. And backtrack what I was talking to my wife about, getting people to help. If you think about it, if just 1 million of the people in the United States kicked a buck, everybody does, that's $1 million. That would pay for a lot of transplants and a lot of medical need for people like me. And I don't understand why people don't do that. And I've always donated, especially to the homeless. I do have some videos, of me helping the homeless here. I've done, big barbecues for them. I think the last one I was able to do, I think, was Thanksgiving. Went out and fed them all turkey dinner, lunch, whatever you want to call it. And there's also there on my home page, or whatever you call it, there on YouTube, is the last time I deal with the food bank. Donated $1,000 to the food bank. That all goes into helping the homeless. But not everybody's like me, I guess. It's like it's extra for me than it was. And I could afford to do it, and it didn't take very much. I think $40 when I did Thanksgiving sack lunch. I think I spent $40 at the grocery store, and I had enough to make 20 sack lunches. Good ones, great big turkey sandwiches, some apples, some oranges, chips, and they had a good sack lunch. It doesn't cost that much, and it's 20 people I fed for $40. That's not too bad. But you all do what you want to do. I'll put that link down here in the description. Maybe write a little blurb or something. I don't know. I'm not much into this blogging type stuff. I never have been, so I'm always at a loss, and then I don't edit. So you have to sit there and listen to me blabber on, stuff that might not even be of interest. And I have to be able to keep track of what I am talking about. My train of thought is a lot better now. One of the drugs they gave me, it's called lactose, something like that. But it draws all this ammonia out of my body system, which builds up with the conditions that I have, and you can't get rid of that albumin. Ammonia. See, I screw up a lot. You can't get rid of that naturally, and when it builds up, it really messes with your head, and it's kind of like going crazy. Or I imagine like a dementia patient or Alzheimer's patient, what it must be like for them. I got the word right there. It's just right there. And I can't, and it just dumbfounds me. It's a simple word I'm looking for, and it might take me an hour. Then I'll have to say something, to my wife. Oh, this is what I was trying to get out. And so it messed with me that way. That's why it's great to have my wife be my caretaker. God bless her. I don't know how she's doing it at all, but somehow she is. She does get some time off. She just got back from seeing her mom for Mother's Day. So that was the first time, I think, this year that she got down to Reading and was able to see her mom. I was able to take care of myself for the weekend, So that helps a lot. That's about all I could do for her. So it gives her some downtime, and not much more to talk about, really. Got this week coming up. It's going to be bam, bam, bam again. Great schedule. I like them. This one's going to be a little later in the day. It's no big deal, but it's not as far to travel. I'm not going inland. I'm just going south into California a little ways. About 25 minutes into California to that hospital. So we're not too far from home, and I know it takes an hour. Takes an hour for the peritonesis, and takes about an hour and a half over at the infusion center right now. And then I got hour drive time, half hour there, half hour back, about what it takes me. And so, the middle of the day is not too bad. Still get back home at a decent hour, and it works for both of us. But Uh, I don't know if you guys got any questions about some of this stuff that's going on. You want it better explained. I'm doing this not just for me, but for anybody that might stumble across it, and see what it's like and see what you go through. I have a lot more blogging I'm going to be doing. I've been blogging the entire time, but I've been blogging about the emotional part of all this and how it affects your family life and how it can destroy it or how it can make you all stronger. And it's done both for us so far. And it probably will continue to be that way. And we're both bullheaded. She's 100% German. And, and I got my Indian blood in me. So we're both kind of bullheaded. No two people hear stuff the same, and yada yada. You can find yourself fighting over something that's so small and so trivial that it's ridiculous. And this happened a couple weeks ago. I'll toss one out for you as a teaser. But it was about getting Dutch Brothers, and I just wanted a mocha. Anyways, it turned into a fight. I was going to see if she could make one at home. She just doesn't have the right kind of chocolate or whatnot. It tasted like crap the last time. So I asked her if she'd got anything different, yada yada. But we did have an issue, stopping there one time. We didn't have time. Anyways, it turned into an hour-long ordeal. It's over this mocha that I wanted from Dutch Brothers. And after an hour, I just told her, how stupid this is. It's like, could you imagine someone actually listening to this, but that's where the point where you get, we're just arguing, we're not throwing blows, but, no one's packing their bags and leaving, but we both think that, we both are probably thinking it, I'm just going to get the hell out of here. I just spent an hour of my day arguing about a mocha from Dutch Bros, But I'll get into some of that, how the emotional part of this plays off in your family unit, your four walls, the good, the bad, the ugly. I won't hold none of it back. And hopefully someone can gain something from it, or look back and say, well, this happened to me too. Or somebody could be looking forward, that's just getting into this, and say, well, this is what I got to look forward to, and maybe seek some sort of counseling, perhaps, before it gets to those points where you argue for an hour over a Dutch Bros. And it's really stupid. The Dutch Bros is only like 4 blocks from my house, and I didn't get no Dutch Bros that day. And I rarely ever drank them. I've drank more since I've been sick than I ever have in my life, and I think I've only gotten like 3, maybe 4 mochas from Dutch Bros this year since I've been sick, which I think December 3rd is when I went down hard and hit the ground. And it's not like I have a whole bunch of them. I don't have the money. I'd rather just drink black coffee, to tell you the truth. $5 at Dutch Bros for my double mocha, or it costs us like a quarter to make, be a cup of coffee here at home, just a coffee pot, some coffee grounds, and a filter, which I'm happy with, don't get me wrong, but you'd be surprised what could trigger, the build-up and how to recognize the build-up, and, it's not always good to keep your mouth shut either, and I found that out too, Hang on, I gotta let the dog outside. Come on. Knock it off. I had to let the dog out to go potty. Anyways, it's not always good not to talk. I found that out too. It's like, just sit here in silence all day. If I don't open my mouth, we can't argue about anything. You want to make a bet? You can argue about that. And I found that out, So, I do want to talk a lot more about that, and I'll spread it out. Try not to make these too long. I'm already running on half an hour already, so I'll cut this off. I'm using this new pause app that I was telling you about, and I've already screwed one up. I talked to myself for half an hour and lost the video. I did that last week and had to start over, and just used the iPhone camera, but I can get better quality. You guys can see me better, and I can pause it. I could have paused that and let the dog out and then come back. You can't do that with the iPhone camera. You can't pause it. And I don't edit. I don't even have editing software. I'd have to have someone teach me how to use some editing software. No clue. Never used it myself. And so I'll go ahead and cut it off here for this week. I'll update. Maybe before Wednesday, maybe not. After Wednesday's appointment, I'll definitely update and let you know where my labs were. My labs look pretty good. I think I already said that last week. Some numbers came down. I had some numbers went down a little bit too far, and on a couple of them they went up a little bit too much, but it wasn't really concerning to the doctors, and everything went through as planned for the day. And so I'll find that out on Monday when I take my blood test, and I usually get the results within a couple of hours, and I'll know exactly what's going to happen on Wednesday. I think the only thing that might really change is the phlebotomy, but we'll see. Anyways, I'm going to get out of here. It's basically all I got, and we'll check up soon on you guys. All right, peace.